What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard. So this go around, we've got When You Knew You Were White Trash Part 2. Now look, in the comments of the first one, people are like, I don't like the term white trash. And yes, it's derogatory. It's very classist, right? So let's get that out the way. All right, most people understand that. And it's almost worn as a badge of honor because we're scraping by trying to take and live. And, you know, they live in poverty and things like that, but they make it. And oftentimes, they don't have the crushing debt that a lot of people that are in the middle class or actually upper class, because even there's white trash in the middle class, because a lot of folks live paycheck to paycheck, make it pretty decent. What's 50, 60,000 a year, maybe because the area they're in and stuff like that. But most time it's people that a lot lower than 60K a year for the most part. Sometimes you take a person out the trailer, but you can't take them out the trailer park. So, doesn't make 60K and stuff like that. But yeah, it's almost worn as a badge of honor. So it might be, meant derogatory. All right. I care less about that. I'm not looking at it that way at all, just because I identified with half of the stuff at the beginning. I knew it, but it's a great, you grow up and you don't think nothing of it, because that's just, you do what you got to do to survive. And families are how families are sometimes, and some of it's countrier than others. So, and that's just the way I look at a lot of things. So here we go. When You Knew You Were White Trash, Part 2. Let's get into it.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
When my sister brought home a rooster named Sunday dinner on a Thursday, and on Sunday we started preparing to cook it. And then my dad spilled boiling hot water all over himself, all over the front of his body.
I love how it puts boiled water for the plucking process, because yes, it's a very important part of the story. People might have, if he wouldn't have put that, some folks might not realize that after you kill the bird, you got to boil it so you can get the feathers off more easy, so then you can actually cook it. But yeah.
Got some burn cream treatment at the ER and went right fucking back to murdering that rooster.
Tell me
That's funny. Not gonna lie. That's funny.
when they knew they were white trash.
So one time my cousin's in Louisiana.
Oh, honey, you said Louisiana. Something tells me this is gonna make so much sense since you give us that precursor to the story.
She looked at me and she said, I lost. She pointed at a bush. A bush, like a specific bush, not just a bush, like a specific bush, because it had a purpose. That bush right there, that's where I lost my virginity to your cousin. So then I proceed to go to my mom, and the next time I see her, I go, she lost her virginity in that bush. Not those bushes. That bush. And no, we did not call him Bigfoot after that. I borrowed a Harry Potter book from my uncle.
Holy bejesus. Well, I mean, I guess there's, that a bush as good as any place to take and lose your virginity. Somebody took your bush in the bush, apparently. Who knew?
And inside the Harry Potter book was his bootleg moonshine recipe, and he took it back.
This and tell me
Bootleg. See. That's a good family. That's a good type of family. They're a little bit out there. They're a little bit odd, maybe. A little bit like, or a strange one. But you take and borrow a book and it's got the moonshine recipe. If it's a good moonshine, especially, there are differences in moonshine. You get some that's like, it's rock gut, like it burns, it hurts, it doesn't taste good at all, and makes you want to fight. And you got some that's nice and smooth, and it kind of hits you. Doesn't hit you all of a sudden. It's almost like weeding away. It creeps up on you.
when they knew they were white trash. So
I got a picture, and it just sums up my childhood with my mom, and this is how she looked all the time, and I just thought it was
Okay, so this was in the first one.
normal for everyone's moms to look like this.
Yeah, this was in the first one. All right.
No, she was not lesbian. It's the boots, men's cutoff t-shirt, and the bandana, and she wanted to fight everyone and everything for no reason or any reason. And she loved us fiercely, but that was her. I miss you, Mama. Rest in peace. White trash and all.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
Here's the deal. I knew I was white trash the moment I came out. My mom
The moment I came out. Uh-oh.
went to jail one time when I was in middle school because she stabbed a bitch 7 times. She missed. Because she stabbed a...
Wait, what?
My mom went to jail one time when I was in middle school because she stabbed a bitch 7 times. She missed. 6 out of 7. Not bad. She was banned from all bars. Rest in peace. She was a fucking wildcat. She once let me go to elementary school. We both got in trouble because she let me wear a shirt that said "Find 'em, fool 'em, fuck 'em, and forget 'em." How'd they find out?
Oh my god! Oh my god! His mama sounds like a hell of a character. I'll tell you that right now. Number one, she's stabbing people, right? She's at a bar, she's stabbing people, which weapons and alcohol do not mix. But the shirt, find them, fuck them, forget them, like that was a saying back in high school amongst boys, adolescent boys. Find them, fuck them, forget them, like that. Yeah, that's his mom sent him to school in a shirt that said that. Elementary school, no less. Awesome.
I have a shirt in my size that said that. Mystery. I have an uncle named Bill Bob. I could prove it. I don't want to. It's too much work, but that motherfucker can't read or write, and he never let his kids go to school because technically they're in this like gray area jurisdictionally because it's out in the middle of nowhere, and none of them can really speak very well. They're very,
They sound like the hills have eyes type folks. Like they sound like the people that you take and run into in the woods, like on the movie Deliverance. Here, you go to the gas station and way out in the middle of nowhere, you go to a little country store and you got the little kid in the overalls with the banjo. And him and his brother out there doing dueling banjos. And, yeah.
I don't want to use the...
But the fact that it's 2 first names, Bill Bob. Yeah. Wouldn't know anything about folks like that.
word inbred, but shoe fits sometimes. But he's real handy if you ever want to, commit insurance fraud. He can make a car disappear in about a fucking week and a half. Pretty cheap too. Hit me up if you need that contact, I suppose. Oh, one time my
I think everybody, if you live out in the country, or if you live out in the country, or maybe you probably don't even have to live out in the country, but I think everybody knows at least one person that can get rid of, like, hey, I don't like this car no more, and they know how to take and make it to where either it disappears or make the car burn up all of a sudden and make it look like an accident. Like it was, oh shit, something happened. So.
my other uncle was out in the yard with me when I was a little kid, and this fucking snake came up and scared the shit out of me. So my uncle went in the house. He looked at the snake first and said, "Hold on there, bud. Fucking sort it out. 1 second." And then came back out with a 6-shooter and fucking shot the snake and said, "Thanks for waiting for me." I was fucked from the jump. Let's not even get into the face tattoos because that's hip now,
I want people to
He sounds like he's had a colorful life. That's all I'm going to say. He sounds like he's had a very colorful life, and he's got a very colorful family.
stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
I got more stories than this, but I'll just tell a couple just to make it kind of short. One of my favorite memories growing up was whenever we'd drive down to the local dump, and my daddy would pick
this
me
was
and
in the
my
first
sisters
one.
up and set us over into a dumpster, and we'd find new toys, new decorations for the house. We'd go dumpster diving. That was the best. Another thing we did was one night we come home from church real late, and somebody had run over a deer in the front yard, and so we drug it around back and we cut it up and we ate it for dinner that night. So it wasn't until later on that I realized that I was essentially white trash. But it was fun while we were doing it. So
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
When I found out all my friends' dads didn't raise gamecocks, fighting chickens.
Oh hell! I might know a person or three that raises gamecocks specifically for the reason of fighting them. We don't associate with those type of folks, but I might know a couple folks, and of a couple folks that do that. You shouldn't fight animals. Like, that's just not copacetic whatsoever. All right, but a lot of folks do need to understand before they get all pissy on stuff like that. That whenever job prospects are little and poverty reigns supreme, folks find different means of making money. And stuff like that, unfortunately, is one of those ways. I disagree with it. I got at least 3 gamecock roosters out there to go along with shit. We've got 20 some goddamn chickens here in the yard. But I've got like 3 gamecock roosters, right? And actually 2 of them, because we took and got some little, they're gamecock mixes. One of them is. I've got 2 gamecocks out in the yard, and luckily they haven't chased none of the kids around the yard and nothing like that. But we took and got some. It was gamecock mixed chickens from wife's cousin. Well, one of our chickens apparently got pregnant, or not pregnant, but the eggs got fertilized by as a golden lace Wyandotte. The eggs got fertilized by the rooster. So we got golden Wyandotte, gamecock mixed chickens out there too. So I mean, we got a bunch of like gamecock mixed chickens out there. Like, I couldn't imagine fighting the gamecocks, man. They're beautiful freaking birds. Absolutely gorgeous. Those roosters are something else, man. They're gorgeous. They got that, the tail, the way it takes and goes over like this. It's just, they're so pretty. I don't condone that. I understand the reason why people do. I don't condone that shit at all, though, because they're just such pretty birds, man. And if you don't raise them to fight, they're not going to fight.
I thought everybody's dad did that. They all had like dogs and shit, and we had fucking attack roosters.
I want people to stitch this and tell me.
Well, gamecocks are territorial, so I mean, that like you know which part of the yard is which roosters, because they don't take and go. They'll venture into. They might venture to each other's part of the yard, but they don't. They kind of stay away from them. They don't try to pick fights with them. Dominance has been asserted because one rooster has beat another rooster's ass. And he'll see him with his 2 or 3 hens over here, and the other one with his 7 or 8 hens over here. So they are kind of territorial. And if you ever seen a gamecock actually chase somebody, they got long ass spurs on the back of it. Like, you get spurred by them things, them nails, that would not feel good. But everybody else has attacked dogs. They had attacked chickens. I know people got attacked geese. Like, doing tree work, and we had an ice storm, and we pulled up in this yard, and they didn't have dogs. They had 2 geese. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's few things in life more terrifying than a pissed off territorial goose. Those damn things hurt. They get a hold of you, they hurt.
Me there when they knew they were white trash.
I remember exactly when it happened. I was at a friend's house, and her baby sister's best friend had an infant. She was like 3 months old, I believe. And it had been in the car seat all day, and we were worried about, it it laying flat. Like it was nighttime. They were spending the night, and my best friend pulled the bottom drawer of her dresser out, and we put blankets over top of it, and like a pillow in the bottom. And this girl looked at us like we was nuts. And this is something that had been done my whole life.
But say, I don't understand how that's crazy. Like, numerous times I've seen where bottom drawers have been used for babies to lay in. Like, that's... Because the thing is, the baby's not going to take and roll up into the drawer or nothing like that. The way you got it set up, baby lays in there and they sleep. They're not going to roll out. They're not going to take and roll into the actual thing. So, they're not going to get hurt or nothing like that. I don't understand why. Maybe that's just me, though.
You just put the baby into bed in a drawer if you out somewhere and don't have a pack and play. We didn't grow up with pack and plays.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
When Mama didn't speak to her sister for 2 years over a can of SpaghettiOs. Or the family dinner, Mama had both sisters in the headlock. Because they were fighting, so she was going to get in between them, but ended up getting into a fight with both of them.
Bro, they had talked for 2 years over a can of SpaghettiOs. What the hell? Oh my God! And then you're gonna have them in a head. Oh my God, dude, that is straight up. You call that whatever you want. That's damn funny. That's what that is. A can of SpaghettiOs. Fuck.
And the brother-in-law having to slap Mama, and we was asked to leave. When the first time Jessica saw the Just Busted paper, which is like the arrest paper, Mama was on the cover of it. With a bun in her hair and little glasses, and she was yes. When the jail calls you and tells you that they arrested your daddy and he missed supper time, I was wanting to know if you could bring him a plate up there. Poor Mama knew every time that Section 8 opened to get a new place to live. She was the first one in line. Yep, she knew the date of it.
Stitch this.
Bro. Oh my God, that's funny. They might have had a little bit of a hard upbringing, it sounds like. But it sounds like, it sounds like slightly, I would say entertaining almost, but that's not even the right word for that. That sounds, man. Mama's on the front page of the arrest. Here we've got these things that you can get on the counter at the gas station a lot of times. Then it's mug shots from the surrounding counties. There's been a couple times. Oh, I know that fool. Imagine going to the gas station, seeing your mom's picture front page. Oh, good Lord. Oh my God. I love this kind of stuff because I know so many people that have gone through this or have experienced certain things. I've got family that, like, oh my God, like I've got kinfolk that get arrested at the drop of a hat. It seemed like weren't bad folk. It's just how they were. And Mama, they're talking about Mama taking it, knowing when Section 8 opened. That's definitely, yeah, they was a little bit poor growing up, it sounds like.
And tell me when they knew they were white trash.
My mom used to threaten people by saying, "I'm gonna knock your tent in the dirt."
Stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
Definitely realized this at an early age when there were more cars in the yard that didn't run than did, and my dad stuck an addition and an A-frame roof on the trailer.
Oh, dude, like that's living high on the hog, though, man. Like, look, your daddy was doing good in life. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Use his country. Use his country. That's it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of folk that have more cars not running than running. But a lot of times they would also turn that into money because they at some point in time, I'm sure folks would come around and grab a part or three out of it. Or something of that nature. There's also where snakes would curl up and stuff like that. So, they weren't there at the front door. But putting the addition, an A-frame addition, on the trailer, bro, that's living high on the hog. I'm telling you, that's living high on the hog right there. You doing good in life. You're doing good in life if you got a trailer and you put an A-frame addition on it. Just saying.
When they knew they were white trash. So I'll go first.
We've seen this one.
Had a boyfriend named Possum.
Yep, this was on the first one.
Was badass.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
When you realize your only futures are one of three things. You're either going to go to college out of state and become really successful, you're going to join the military, or you're going to do meth. Well, I didn't want to do meth, and I couldn't afford college. So, here we are.
That's just growing up poor. Like, there's a lot of... Thankfully, the area around us, like about an hour up the road, really great job opportunities. Hell, even 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes up the road. There's a lot of decent job opportunities and stuff like that. A lot of it requires college, so a lot of these kids do take and get out of school. They do go to the military, right? But, like, yeah, that's just, you grow up, that's not necessarily white trash. Of course, I mean, it does fit the bill for a lot of white, yeah. See, sometimes it can be hard to differentiate, but yeah, if you're in that situation, yeah, okay, I'll give that to you.
And tell me when they knew they were white trash. So I'll go first.
When I was a kid, I found out that my mom's stepdad.
You got Carhartt. You're wearing Carhartt, so you're either a poser because a lot of folks like wearing Carhartt these days, even though they don't work or sweat or anything like that, which Carhartt is probably the number one article of clothing, or number one clothing brand on 90% of job sites is Carhartt. Mostly the shirts and hats and jackets and stuff. Some of the boots, some folks wear pants. Normally it's Wranglers or Levi's with Carhartt. But yeah.
So I'll go first.
When I was a kid, I found out that my mom's stepdad was originally her brother-in-law. Because she'd had a sister who was a lot older, and the sister died and left behind her husband and 2 kids, and then my grandmother and him had an affair, and she left my grandpa and married her son-in-law, who was a lot younger than her, and raised her grandkids as her own kids. And so my mom's niece and nephew became her...
Bro, this is hard for me to keep up with. What? That's Jerry Springer, Maury type stuff right there. What?
Kids as her own kids. And so my mom's niece and nephew became her stepbrother and stepsister, and I grew up thinking that my cousins were my aunt and uncle. So yeah, that's when I found out I was the white trash. So yeah.
I would say I'm not surprised by that kind of thing. It's just those types of stories are hard to keep up with. I know quite a few folks who were raised by grandparents and found out their sister was actually their mom, or something similar. So it's not like that's my lord.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
Oh my God, is it my time to shine? And I swear to God, if this goes viral on TikTok, I am done. Anyways, years ago, my dad got remarried, and I did not go to the wedding. That's a different story for a different day. Anyways, we're sitting in my poppy's house, and he's wanting us to flip through the wedding album, take a look at them. So we're flipping through, and we're looking, and my dad was like, so y'all notice anything different? And we're like, oh my God, she's not missing her front tooth. Like, she got it fixed. Oh my God. And my dad starts laughing, and he's like, yeah. And we're like, what's up? And he goes, she fixed it herself. And we're like, okay. He goes, oh yeah, she whittled that thing from a pair of my deer antlers, and she super glued that thing in, fixed herself right up.
What the fuck? So she gonna one up Dennis the Menace and the Chicklet, eh? She gonna take a whittle of deer antler. What the fuck, dude? God, what the hell? Why are you gonna super glue something and put it in your mouth? What the? What? Wow, that's actually kind of mind-blowing, to be honest with you. I've heard some redneck shit. That takes the cake. Holy hell. What?
Okay. He goes, oh yeah, she whittled that thing from a pair of my deer antlers and she super glued that thing in, fixed herself right up. I swear to God, I cannot make this shit up. It is real, people. True story.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
Should I disclose this to 100,000 strangers? Sure, it's legal. It doesn't sound legal, but it's legal. On my mom's side, I have a first cousin named Justin. But that guy is also, on my dad's side, my second cousin. He's also first cousins with my father. And he's...
This is starting to sound like my wife's family.
First cousins with me. And his mom, Sandra, is my aunt on my mom's side, and my great aunt on my dad's side. It's also my dad's aunt. Basically, my mom and dad got married, and my aunt Sandra, or my father's aunt Sandra, who's actually younger than him, married my mom's brother. So it's 2 members of this family marrying 2 members of this family.
Yeah, that's exactly like my wife's family. There are so many overlapping cousin things because it's a small area. Her mom's side of the family, like, has married into her dad's side of the family before, and her dad's side of the family is married into one of the lines of her mom's side, like one or more of the mom's side of the family, but they weren't related by blood or anything like that. So it's crazy. I'm telling you, I joke my wife all the damn time. There's not family trees around here. There's family bushes. They don't exactly go straight up. They just do this number.
It sounds inbred, but it's not.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
Within my family, on my dad's side, we have this delicacy dish called noodles and ketchup. Yep, that's the entire recipe and the name. My cousins and siblings and everybody, we all grew up eating it.
You were poor, cuz. You were poor. It's not white trash, that's poor. Then again, yeah, okay. I mean, I grew up eating wish sandwiches, bread with ketchup or mayo, and that's it. So, yeah.
And everybody married into the family has never tried it. My mom and my dad have been married for 30 years. My mom's made it for us a million times, has never even tried a single noodle. But it's really good, and it's perfectly paired with a glass of chocolate milk and perhaps a side of Spam.
Stitch this.
A side of Spam. Now you're getting fancy there.
And tell me when they knew they were white trash.
When we used dirt as cat litter. When my mom used to sell the furniture all the time, and we would have lawn chairs in our living room to sit on. And the best one, when I was 16, I found out the dad that raised me wasn't my biological dad at all. And I didn't meet my biological dad till I was 28. White Trash Chronicles.
I want people to stitch this and tell me when they knew they were white trash.
This only pertains to my mother's side of the family, good old Alabama. It was our annual family Thanksgiving feast. Everything is canned except the ham and turkey. Ever been to a holiday where multiple people ask if there's Spam? My uncle and aunt are in the kitchen. She starts cutting the turkey. Normal. My uncle, out of nowhere, just yells, hey, women cook, men cut the turkey, yard. And starts to walk away until my cousin yells, he ain't lying.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Bubba, you got backwoods family a little bit, it sounds like.
My aunt turns on a dime like a fucking jet ski. We had an electric turkey carver. You know the ones that picks it up without saying a word and just right through my uncle's 2 fingers. With no emotion, none. She just looks at him and says, Ma'am, I am bad at cutting meat. Guess I should just stick to cooking. They wrapped his hand with duct tape and a towel, and we all had dinner like nothing happened. It's a video that lives
Bro, that's hilarious. I don't care who you are. Oh, good God. So, I love his hat. Low life. Not salt life. Not lake life. Low life. Okay. There we have it. When you knew you were white trash. They got colorful family, that's for sure. Very colorful family. Wow, dude, there's so many of these things. Like, if I stop and I talk about no one, like, there's too many examples of this type of stuff that I know of or have experienced and stuff like that. So it's yeah, my God, dude. You get funnier stories sometimes from kinfolk like that, or living life like that. You know, keeps you a bit grounded. So y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.